In the chilling silence of the Atlantic Ocean on December 5, 1872, a seemingly ordinary ship was spotted drifting aimlessly. At first glance, nothing appeared unusual. The vessel, named Mary Celeste, was intact, floating steadily with its sails partially set. But when Captain David Morehouse and his crew aboard the Dei Gratia approached, they discovered something that would shock the world for generations to come. The ship was completely deserted. Not a single member of its crew was ever found. There was no sign of a struggle, no trace of blood, and no evidence of foul play. It was as if the people on board had simply vanished into thin air. This is the mystery of the Mary Celeste, the ghost ship that has puzzled historians, sailors, and storytellers for over a century. The Mary Celeste was built in 1861 in Nova Scotia, Canada, under the name Amazon. She was a sturdy brigantine vessel designed for long voyages. After being sold and renamed in 1869, she came into the hands of an American owner who refitted her for transatlantic trade. By 1872, the ship was under the command of Benjamin Briggs, a respected and experienced seaman known for his devout Christian values and careful judgment. Alongside him were his wife Sarah, their 2-year-old daughter Sophia, and 7 hand-picked crew members. In total, 10 people set sail on the Mary Celeste that November, embarking on what was supposed to be a routine voyage from New York to Genoa, Italy. They carried a cargo of 1,701 barrels of industrial alcohol, a dangerous but valuable shipment. On November 7, 1872, the Mary Celeste departed New York Harbor. The weather was brisk, the seas were steady, and the crew was in good spirits. Captain Briggs wrote letters to his family before departure, describing the voyage ahead with optimism. According to his reputation, Briggs was not a reckless man. He was deeply religious, cautious, and cared greatly about the safety of his family and crew. Nothing suggested that this journey would end in one of the greatest maritime mysteries of all time. Less than a month later, on December 4th, the British ship Dei Gratia was making its way across the Atlantic. Captain Morehouse spotted the Mary Celeste drifting oddly in the distance. Its course was unsteady and the sails looked damaged. After several failed attempts to signal the vessel, Morehouse sent a boarding party. What they found would baffle them forever. The Mary Celeste was completely abandoned. The lifeboat was missing, and the ship's logbook entry stopped abruptly 10 days earlier on November 25th. Food and water supplies were more than enough for 6 months at sea. The cargo of alcohol barrels were untouched, though some reports claim a few were empty. The ship's valuables, including personal belongings, clothing, and even the captain's cabin items, were all undisturbed. The last meal appeared to have been eaten normally, with no signs of chaos. It was as if the people on board had simply vanished into thin air. What puzzled investigators most was the condition of the Mary Celeste. The ship was seaworthy, though slightly damaged. Its sails were tattered, but it was not in danger of sinking. The bilge contained only 3 feet of water, far from enough to threaten the ship's stability. Navigation instruments and papers were missing, suggesting they had been taken deliberately. But why would an experienced captain like Briggs order everyone to abandon a ship that was still perfectly capable of sailing, especially with his wife and young daughter on board? From the moment the Mary Celeste was discovered, theories have swirled around her mysterious fate. Some explanations sound logical, while others border on the bizarre. Over the years, researchers, sailors, and storytellers have tried to solve the puzzle, but no answer has ever been universally accepted. Let's explore some of the leading theories that have been proposed. Theory 1. Mutiny. One of the first theories considered was mutiny. Could the crew have turned against Captain Briggs, killed him and his family, and then fled in the lifeboat? The problem with this idea is that nothing valuable was stolen. The cargo remained intact, and the personal belongings of the captain and crew were left untouched. Mutiny usually arises from desperation, hunger, or poor treatment. but by all accounts, Briggs was fair and kind to his men. No evidence of violence was ever found. Mutiny, while dramatic, seems highly unlikely. Theory 2. Piracy. Another popular theory was piracy. The 19th century seas were not immune to attacks from marauding bands. Could pirates have killed the crew and stolen them away, leaving the ship to drift? Again, the evidence doesn't add up. Pirates typically loot ships, taking valuables, cargo, and supplies. But the Mary Celeste's cargo was fully intact and nothing appeared to be stolen. There was also no damage from weapons or signs of struggle. Pirates might make sense in theory, but the facts don't support it. Theory 3. Alcohol explosion. One of the most widely accepted scientific theories revolves around the ship's cargo. The Mary Celeste carried industrial alcohol, which is highly volatile. Some barrels may have leaked, releasing explosive fumes into the air. If Captain Briggs smelled or suspected a possible explosion, he might have panicked. To protect his family and crew, he could have ordered everyone into the lifeboat temporarily until the danger passed. If the lifeboat broke free or was lost at sea, the crew would have been stranded and ultimately perished, leaving the ship behind. This theory explains why no one was found, but it raises another question. Why abandon the ship so far from disaster when it was seaworthy? Theory 4. Natural disasters. Others believe the crew may have fallen victim to a sudden natural disaster, perhaps a powerful waterspout, an underwater earthquake, or a rogue wave. These events could have created panic, convincing the captain that the ship was doomed. But again, the Mary Celeste was in relatively good condition when found. If nature had struck so violently, the ship should have shown signs of greater damage. While possible, natural disaster theories lack solid proof. Theory 5. The sea monster legend. Like all great mysteries, the Mary Celeste has inspired supernatural explanations. Some suggested that a giant sea monster attacked the crew and dragged them into the depths, leaving the ship intact. While this makes for thrilling storytelling, there is no evidence to support it. Still, the idea of an unseen creature lurking in the deep ocean continues to fuel the legend. Theory 6. Alien abduction. In the 20th century, with the rise of UFO fascination, another strange theory emerged. Alien abduction. Could extraterrestrials have taken the crew, leaving the ship adrift? Of course, this theory has no scientific evidence, but it captures the imagination of those who believe the Mary Celeste was more than just a maritime mystery. It was a supernatural event. The legacy of the mystery. Despite countless investigations, studies, and theories, the fate of the Mary Celeste's crew has never been solved. Maritime law awarded the rescuers a salvage fee, confirming there was no evidence of foul play. Over the years, the Mary Celeste has become a symbol of the unknown. Novels, films, and documentaries have all drawn inspiration from her ghostly voyage. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the creator of Sherlock Holmes, even wrote a fictionalized story about the ship, adding to its legendary status. So why does the story endure? So why does the story of the Mary Celeste endure after more than 150 years? Perhaps because it strikes at a deep human fear, the fear of vanishing without a trace. The crew of the Mary Celeste were ordinary people, a devoted captain, a loving family, and hard-working sailors, yet they disappeared without leaving behind even a clue. The ship itself was fine, the cargo was safe, but the people were gone. That contradiction, the ordinary against the impossible, is what makes the mystery so haunting. The Mary Celeste sails on, not across the oceans, but through the corridors of mystery and imagination. Her story reminds us that the sea holds secrets beyond human comprehension. To this day, no one knows for certain what happened to Captain Briggs, his family, and his crew. Did they die in a tragic accident?
Did panic lead to a fatal mistake? Or did something beyond human understanding claim them? We may never know. The only certainty is that the Mary Celeste remains one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries, a ghost ship forever adrift in legend.